Greetings and blessings, everyone. Let me turn on put a little light on the subject. There we go. I have not checked the page as far as going live, so we're just going to do the live here. We will wait and give people an opportunity to come in and join us this morning, or this evening, or tonight, wherever you might be in the world. It's we're going to do a live channeling today, and it's going to be a little bit different. And it's going to be an update a little bit and things like that. So when you come in, feel free to say hello. And it's going to be, hello, Lisa from the UK. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. It's going to be a powerful channeling today. And what I will do, let me just, and we will go. And and on my thing. Hopefully that works. I don't know. And we are back, and we're just going to wait a little bit, give people an opportunity to come in. I know a lot of people are not used to me doing these lives on YouTube. They're used to this being done on the page, and would prefer to do it on the page, to be honest with you. Not bad, Lisa. I'm Christmas and New Year's was good, and recently got a haircut. I've got like a permanent part until the next time I go. Everything's going well here. Things are moving forward. And it feels like there's a shift happening. This is going to be a very powerful channeling, I believe, today. And just so that you know, hello, Lucy. Thank you, Lisa. You're way too kind, trust me. And of course, I'm rather sore today because wife and I, Janice and I, went and did a good workout yesterday. So I think that might have live now on YouTube. Okay, let's hope that works and we can get some more people. Hello, Vicki. Nice to see you. Lisa, yeah, a little bit. We haven't really done a real workout since Christmas, actually since between Christmas and New Year's. So our trainer took us through to the limit yesterday and decided that it was really, really good to do the same amount of weight, but more reps. So yeah, sore this morning, but feeling good, really happy. I'll be back to the gym on Monday morning. So we are just waiting for people to come in before we get started. It's going to be a really, really good channel. I should send a message because I know who's coming in this morning. It's not Gideon, believe it or not. And so I'm noticing that, I'm not sure if I'm still restricted on Facebook at the moment yet. We'll look at that in a few days. I am currently working to create something new on a new platform, which is Gab. Unfortunately, Gab at the moment is very, very slow. And it is extremely slow. And they are still working to increase the number of servers that they have. So we will look at that. Oh, hello, my brother. How you doing? Good to see you. This is going to be a really powerful channeling today. Like I said, it's not going to be Gideon today. It's going to be someone that nobody's heard from through me, at least for some time. He has come in a couple of times recently here with Janice. So it's going to be very powerful indeed. So if there are people that you know that you think should be here, go ahead and send them the link or tell them to join in. Hello, Tracy. Lisa, they are working on Gab. I am also on Telegram. It took me a while hello, Samantha. It took me a while to figure out that there's actually groups in Telegram. And so many of the people that I used to follow in Twitterland, I have now found on Telegram. Actually had a brief conversation with one of the guys, CJ Truth, this morning. Brilliant, brilliant guy. There's a group now with Sidney Powell, Right Side Broadcasting Network. So I know it's you, Andy. Doing well. Sore this morning. Janice and I went for a workout in the morning. Yesterday morning, it was a very long day yesterday. It was so long that, in fact, we went to the gym at 10 o'clock in the morning for a session with our trainer. And by last evening, it felt like we had been to the gym 3 days earlier instead of yesterday morning. Time stretched out like you would not believe yesterday. So we actually left here about 9:45 and got back home about 6. So we played a game of Scrabble and had a couple of drinks, and we had dumplings. So it was a very nice evening. Yes, young James, probably not as hard as your trainer's working you, but we have a really good trainer who knows what the hell she's doing, so it's really, really good. Now, I want to pass on a few little tidbits to you guys before we get into the channeling part. We do have our contest this month. So if you order a service this month, you will go into the running to win a free personal channeling session. And you can reach me on james@bluestarspiritual.org, or you can reach me on Blue Star Spiritual Group at gmail.com. Thank you, Samantha. This is going to be an interesting day. So I'm not going to go too deep into conspiracy stuff and everything like that, but there was something that occurred yesterday that I wanted to mention. I had replied to a post on Facebook. It is someone with Trump derangement syndrome. But their comment had to do with Antifa. And so I made the comment, and someone replied to me, so I replied back with some information about Antifa, meaning that the original Antifa was actually in the early part of Nazi Germany, and they were big supporters of Adolf Hitler, which they were. And Antifa, the actual phraseology of being anti-fascist, although that's a good thing, Antifa in the US is not anti-fascist at all. In fact, they're doing very much the same as Antifa did in Nazi Germany. And so we kind of went back and forth, but then one lady made a comment that really irked me. She made the indication that she knew all about me because of a couple of comments that I had made on this particular post. Unless I was joking with them. Hello, Cheryl. Unless I was not being authentic or true. And it reminded me, we're here on the internet. And in a way, it's brilliant. It makes this world much, much smaller. Just in this group here, we've got people around Australia, people from New Zealand, the UK, America, from all different places. Okay. I've done sessions with people from South Africa to the UK to Estonia. It's made this world much smaller. It enables us to be able to connect with others of like mind, to connect with other people, you know, who are on the same journey as we're on, who's experiencing the same things that we're experiencing. You know, everything from spirituality to health problems to all sorts of things. It enables us to actually create a situation where we can connect with somebody, like, say, for us here, we're planning on purchasing an apartment. One of the things that we'd like to do in the future is do a house swap. So we would do a house swap with someone in Europe, And we would go and live in their house for 2 months, and they'd live in our apartment for 2 months. They'd have our car, we'd have their car. Have a nice day. Doesn't cost us any accommodation, doesn't cost them any accommodation. It's really brilliant. So the internet has made things much, much smaller. But the one thing you have to realize and understand is this: you can be married for 20 years. And your partner, your wife or your husband can be your best friend, your lover, your best friend, your confidant, the one person in the world you want to spend time with. The only person in this world you want to spend time with. And there are still going to be little aspects and different things about you they don't know, and vice versa. This isn't a bad thing. It's not, I'm not trying to make out that there's some issue or problems or anything else. My point is, the only person that knows your entire true story is you. Now, I'm very open, in doing these lives, and you guys know this. Hello, Joseph. You guys know I'm very open. I tell you about my life, my experiences, what I've experienced in the past, all of these different things. You know this. I'm very open about who I am. But on the internet, we can say something in jest, and there could be someone who reads it and be offended by it because they don't realize that we're joking, because they don't see our face, they don't see the inflection, they don't hear the inflection in our voice. So just because someone makes a few comments on a post or on the internet doesn't mean that someone's going to know everything about them. And then I got really offended on this same post. There's a very famous scene. It's been shown in different movies. It is a scene that transcends time. If you are, if you're into history like I am, and are familiar with World War II, there is a scene that took place in Iwo Jima near the end of World War II, where these Marines are hoisting up the American flag. It's a very famous scene. And one of the guys on the page that by this point was attacking me said, "This is Antifa." And I said, as a U.S. military vet, I take great offense to you offending the U.S. military in this way. And so I shut off notifications on the post after that. For whatever reason, Donald Trump, and I don't think it was intentional on his part. I don't think it was anything he set out to do. But because he's not a political insider, a lot of people on the left and the right dislike him and disliked him back then. And they both attacked him, the Republicans and Democrats. And it has polarized not only America, but the rest of the world. There are stories coming out here in Australia how Donald Trump has to go and he's so horrible, and news reports in New Zealand saying the same thing. It's important to honor and respect who we are, but to live our truth and live our integrity. We're not bound by other people's moralities. It doesn't matter whether I support Donald Trump or not. I do, but it doesn't matter because that's my choice, my opinion. Many of you may know that Twitter and Facebook have basically banned Donald Trump and removed him from their platforms. They have, at last look, they've lost over $51 billion because of that. Things like Wimkin, Gab, Telegram are seeing their numbers grow exponentially because of that. They are leaving Facebook and they are leaving Gab and stuff. I am looking at transferring over my page from Facebook to Gab in the future once they get everything sorted. There is talk of Twitter and Facebook becoming public utilities. So we will see what unfolds. There is talk currently in this moment that everything's going to be taking off over the next 5 days. This is the time we've worked for. All the star seeds. This is the moment putting it ironic since they love money so much. Well, it's about money and power. But what they don't realize or understand is those who are truly in power, once you have achieved what you have set out to achieve for them, they will then remove you because they don't want you going against them. This is why Antifa in Germany was taken out by Hitler, because he didn't want them coming after him. This is why Lenin went after the Bolsheviks after the Bolshevik Revolution, because he didn't want the Bolsheviks going after him. Those who refuse to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So I want to put this out there very, very clearly. The word on the street at the moment is this: there is a tremendous amount of misinformation going around on both sides of the aisle, all over the place. It had to be this way. Samantha, I agree with you. I feel a great calmness as well. Now, as you probably know, and as I've been reporting, the guys upstairs have been extremely quiet for a while. McCohen came in yesterday morning. Sananda came in recently. And Gideon will be back hopefully next week. He is engaged with other things at the moment. But today we got someone really, really cool, really, really special coming in. And I am in the process of changing some things up. So I will let you know that now. Me trying to update my website is just been too crazy, and I just don't understand the process well enough. So we are at this time going to get rid of our website. We will look in the future to redo a new website. We're going to have a brand new branding. We are going to be going away from the Awakening Network, and it's just going to be Blue Star Spiritual Group. And we are also going to have Blue Star Coaching and Spiritual Services. Change is a good thing. Solidifying things is a good thing. Remember, no fear. This is the moment of time. They know they've done wrong. No problem. Shoot me an email and I will let you know about the coaching and mentoring side of things. There's an old saying, it's not over till the fat lady sings. And as of this moment, she hasn't started warming up yet. Now I'm just going to put this out there. It would seem that on the 4th of July, 2020, in 1871, the United States was incorporated. Technically, it's been a corporation. And from the word that I've been getting and seeing, that ended on the 4th of July, 2020. If that is true, in order to move forward, a whole new election will have to be run. And you won't be utilizing or using Dominion voting machines or anything like that. And it'll be run very differently. So just keep an eye out, watch the show, don't buy into things, allow it to really play out fully. Remember, you're in the right place at the right time. Now we're going to enjoy some words of wisdom from an old friend of mine who, believe it or not, whether you are aware of it or not, is an old friend of yours as well. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Much love to all of you, and I'll see you on the other side. Greetings and blessings to each and every one of you. I am Sananda. Now, for those of you who are aware of me and for those of you who are not aware of me, My role in this project is very simple. I am the head, if you will. I am the holder of the office of the Christ consciousness energy for this world, for this project. And I am in charge, if you will, to put it in a human terminology, of the star seeds who are currently incarnated upon Earth. So when you have individuals whom, shall we say, is your family, who would like to have a word, would like to have a conversation with regards to you, what's going on with you, things like this, I am the one they come and speak with. I work very closely with what you term the High Council of the God Star. They've been going through some changes recently as well. 5 of the twin flame pairs who are part of the High Council of the God Star have now left, moved on to other things, and have been replaced by 5 new twin flame pairs that are here basically to see in the transition that is currently happening upon this world. Now, I'm here to speak to you today about what is going on. It is a very simple process. We took a very severe step back. As you know, for some time, this one here, he has not been channeling a great deal. And it is basically down to one thing, which is the fact we have been so busy on the other side. There have been a tremendous amount of operations going on to support and to assist souls that have been torn apart, souls that have been lost, energies that have been out of kilter, shall we say, and basically supporting and implementing the energies required to fulfill the choice of the humanity of Earth. In this moment, on this planet, one cannot see the outcome. And so there is this mentality that the outcome is unassured. And I can tell you with clarity that the outcome is assured. And it is in alignment with the highest and greatest good of all concerned. Some of the things that you will see happen, you will disagree with. Some of the things you will agree with. Some of the things you will not be happy with. Some of the things you will be happy with. But what you must understand and realize very clearly, you are, as Starseed, you are holding the space during your conscious awakening hours, days, whatever. When your physical body sleeps, you are very, very busy on the other side. You are assisting with souls that need assistance. You are assisting those on the other side who are making sure that everything happens the way it needs to. You are providing particular assistance to those in physical who are, shall we say, for lack of a better terminology, and in human terms, on the front lines of this war. This is what you would term, or what Christianity would term, Armageddon. It is the battle, the final battle between light and dark. Before the transformational phase begins. Now, what is the transformational phase? The transformational phase is very, very simple. The transformational phase is all about moving into alignment with the new energies. You see, one of the complaints that we hear from those of you incarnated upon this world, and well, it's a complaint. We'll just leave it at that. The issue around the complaint is very, very simple. Tired of waiting. Why do things take so long? And the bottom line is that the right pieces of the puzzle need to be put into place. This is highly important. The right energies have to be molded and put into place. This is a moment of transformation upon this world. And you are on the precipice of great change in this world. Do you fly? Do you fall? Again, comes down to choice. But what happens when the choice has been made? Then you have to wait until the universe you wish to utilize for it. Then you have to wait for the universe to rearrange itself to reflect the choice that has been made. You were told as starseed, you have free will choice. On one hand, that is correct. On the other hand, you've already made your choice. There are things about the physicality of this world and of your incarnation which you do have free will choice on. How you look after yourself, how you take care of yourself, how you interact with others, things like this. But your pathway, you've already chosen. There are rules for thee and rules for me. So there are certain rules for the native human population, the humanity of Earth, and there are rules for the starseed. And it is very simple. It is because you are not the same. Yes. Fine. Gideon is pestering me, so I will take questions. I will take questions. This is a moment in time. It is a moment in quantum time. It is a moment in linear time. How you live your life is up to you. I am here to inform you, each of you, that the work that we have needed to do has now been completed. All of the pieces have been put into place. Now, it is simply a time to wait for both us and for you as the universe rearranges itself to reflect the choice and choices that have been made. The one thing that I can assure you is that in your reality, 6 months from now, things will be very different. I will not go into details, but I would recommend and suggest that you feel the energy of that statement. Now I will take questions if you have one or two. Bill Lyons. Am I part of the Christos group? No, I am not. I do participate with their group from time to time, but officially, no, I am not. Mainly because my actual purpose and duties are such that I do not have the time to dedicate to that. Joseph, so how can your free will overcome contracts you have made? So let me ask you a question, if I may. If you have chosen something before you incarnated into this incarnation, would you feel that it was a choice you made? And if it is a choice that you've made for this incarnation, and as you were not incarnated on this planet at that time, you would have made that choice from a place of knowingness and awareness, which generally you do not know of while you are actually incarnated on this planet. Why would you wish to disconnect from that, number one? And number two, are you sure you know it's a contract? Samantha, much love to you as well. Your connection to the cats that you are feeding and rescuing are basically individual cats that you are working with to assist them to get to the right places, because they are, in fact, the majority of the cats you are dealing with are, in fact, they are going to be guides for different people. So that is basically it. And you are providing a particular energy to assist them. Hmm. In essence, in the Course of Miracles, it is the energy is of peace and love. And why don't they teach this in schools? I am going to give this to you in a particular word: evolution. Society as a whole must evolve. Evolution recognizes things that are or are from the past that no longer resonate in the future or in the moment. A time will come on this world where religion will no longer be taught. But generally speaking, every person will live a spiritual life free from the dogma. They will look at each other with acceptance, compassion. Doesn't mean that there won't be challenges for people to overcome. It doesn't mean that people won't fail or succeed, but it will change. It takes time for these things to change. You see, you think, you feel this world would be so much better if they taught that in schools today. I understand that. The greatest power in the world, actually the greatest power in the universe, is love, compassion. I am thinking of a particular individual who on the other side fights on behalf of Source to maintain balance in this universe. She has, to put it into human terminology, she has killed people. For you see, you do not stop evolving once you leave the third dimension. It actually takes through many different dimensions to get to that place of complete understanding and devoid of any duality. But everything she does, from teaching, training, going into battle, everything she does is done in centeredness and balance with Source and with love. And for humans incarnated on this planet, whether you are a starseed or a native human individual, you would say, well, to kill someone, how could that possibly be out of love? in this moment, here, you may not understand this. When your current incarnation finishes and you go home, your fifth or sixth dimensional self will understand it. Let me see here. Lisa, there probably isn't going to be much you can do to figure out what you are doing while your physical body sleeps. There is such a wide variety of things star seeds are doing while their physical body sleeps. And believe it or not, sometimes to know that information would actually interfere in what it is you're doing. Can I confirm that nature law is back in effect here on Earth? A natural law is being re-implemented. It is not fully implemented, however. As I said, it takes time for the universe to rearrange itself to match the choice. It takes time to rearrange itself for the choice that you personally would make. It takes a little bit more to rearrange for when we are talking about a large group of individuals or humanity itself. Yes, you did, Tracy. Cheryl, do we only awaken in our last incarnation here? Depends on the incarnation. The awakening that has been happening in this incarnation has been because of the time that we are in. When you are part of a project like this, generally the answer to your question is yes. But there are different layers and levels of awakening that will occur in other incarnations depending upon the incarnation. Okay, Joseph, how do I know a contract? If it is, then it is a fixed destiny. If it is something that you have chosen on the other side, then it is fixed. Unless there is a clause within that if certain things happen, then it would change. Now, you're not going to know that, and there's no way of accessing that because that is on the other side. It is kind of, let me try and give it to you this way. You have an individual I will give it to you this way. This one, when he was 18 years of age, was participating in a sword battle. It was part of the, Society for Creative, medieval society type stuff. And he was fighting someone with two swords, and he had a sword and shield. He dropped his sword because of an issue he has with his hand. He took a step off of a cliff that was 10 meters high. He completely, as soon as he stepped off, he blacked out. Because he blacked out, he was, shall we say, assisted in his landing to the point where he fell 10 meters and ended up with 2 bruised ribs and a bruised knee, and that was it. If that had not happened, he would have died. He wasn't meant to die. He wasn't meant to be hurt. He doesn't actually know the whole story on that, by the way. He doesn't know everything that I've just told you. Now, in 1989, there was a motorcycle going like 5 miles an hour, pulling in to go into a parking lot where a store was. It bumped a car, and yet the girl that was on the back of the motorcycle was launched through the air for 40 feet, landing on the ground. Her boyfriend, who was driving the motorcycle, bumped his right knee, and that was it. They could not figure out why she had been launched off of this motorcycle. It didn't make sense. She passed away. She passed away because it was how she had chosen to leave. So you see, the point to that story is something occurs for him he's not meant to experience. Interaction happens to ensure that that does not happen. Something happens that's meant to happen, and it happens even though it makes no sense. Or the times that the person goes to the airport to get onto a flight going somewhere, and they miss their flight, or they get to the airport, everything falls apart, and they just cannot make their flight. And then the flight goes down and crashes. They were saved. If you have chosen it before your incarnation, it's not a contract per se. It is something you have chosen to experience, go through, or do that is going to benefit not only you, but also others. Some would say, but why would I do this? Why would he choose to make an agreement with someone where he was physically, mentally, and emotionally abused for a number of years, just so that the abuser could balance a karma he has been unable to balance? Has nothing to do with him. he agreed to go through this and do this to assist him. Now, it took him a very, very long time, decades, to heal fully from those experiences. The last was a realization around, strangely enough, working out, which he figured out about 3 months ago. You would not have chosen to do something or to explore something or to experience something without a very good reason. Not in this incarnation. The other thing to remember is you are interacting with other people. They have things they've chosen to experience. They have things they've chosen to do. Hope you understand. Bill, there are no more saviors. To be honest with you, there have never been any saviors. Let me give you an example. Yeshua ben Joseph, the one you know of as Jesus the Christ. He is viewed by Christianity as a savior. Islam, Judaism views him as a master teacher. He came here not to save anyone or to be a savior, but to implement an energetic encodement to move this world in a particular direction, which he was successful in doing so. He wasn't a savior. There haven't been any saviors on this planet. It's about evolution. What is the purpose of religion? Some would say it is to control people. It is to hide things like pedophilia. These things have occurred. But the true purpose of religion is to make people expand their thinking, to realize that there is more happening than what their five senses tells them. It pushes them forward. As I said earlier, there will be a time where there will be no more religion. Not because of corruption or the things that they have done, but because the humanity of Earth will have outgrown the religions. And that has already started right now. Katie. Karma is no more. There is about balance. So if you do something, there is a counteraction that occurs so that it is in balance. There are certain energies you have chosen to balance in this incarnation, and you are doing that. There are not karmas per se for you to clear. Karma has ended. What is happening right now, the purpose as an example of the Blue Star Healing Method? It is designed to assist star seeds in preparing to return home. Much of the work that many of the star seeds are doing right now is in preparation to go home. There is nothing wrong with you. Vicky. Gideon has said that you chose to be here in this incarnation and that you were also chosen. And he is right. So you are curious on what made you a good choice. It is because of who you are. That is why. Thank you very much for your questions. Thank you for your attention. I will complete this now by giving each of you a blessing. And whether you are listening to this in this now moment or in another now moment of time, the blessing is the same and the energy will be sent and received the same. Shamya Tarakiela Prototoro Prototoro Protonoite Shamya Tarakiela Protonoite Retala Protomota Shaniata. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. Remember, we have our contest this month for a free personal channeling session. For any service that you purchase this month, you will go in the draw for. We will be drawing that on 2nd of February, which is my birthday. So it'll be my birthday gift to somebody out there. Thank you so much for following us over here to YouTube, and much love to all of you, and we will see you next time. Much love to all of you. Many blessings. Bye-bye. And we're gone.